What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Viewing Gods. Here to talk about the fifth episode of American Gods. We're approaching the finish line so fast, unfortunately, because then it's like, what happens? Oh well, we've got a couple weeks. Yeah, Game of Thrones is on, so it's not so bad. But still, I'm gonna miss. I just feel like it's going very fucking fast, and not a lot's been happening. I feel like a lot happens in this episode, and we finally start to get going with the plot. A lot of things happen in this episode. I swear this first season is mostly just like prologue for American Gods, because it's like
setting it up.
It's a lot of setup, lots and lots and lots. It's like we're on episode 5, and we're basically finally getting into the gist of what the hell the plot is even about. So yeah, I know it's weird. So let's just jump into it. We get a proper coming to America. Well, I say proper in like air quotes because it's not really, but it was like compared to last week's. I mean, like we don't open in. We get a prologue special mini thing, and the weirdest part was it was animated.
Yeah, they looked wooden or something.
Yeah, it was really weird but the part that got me was when the episode started and they were going along, and it showed a close up of the tribe leader woman, whatever you want to call her face. I was like, that's like some shitty CGI on that actor or like whatever. Like, I couldn't tell it was like proper animated straight away, but then it cut to the next shot and I was like, oh no, it is actually just animated. So that was interesting. I didn't really understand the like the whole story, and I don't really know. Like they're carrying around some god statue.
I think it was more of the story as a metaphor to say when the gods are forgotten, that's how they die.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's all I got from it too. Like I wrote down like Nanuini or whatever, and I was jotting down.
There's like a vignette similar to it in the book, but not entirely the same, and you kind of get a different message from it.
Yeah, because by the time it got to the end of it, it's like, so she speaks to her god that she's carried from Siberia or some shit. Yeah, it was Siberia. They've carried this whole thing across there. They're looking for food. She talks to the god. The god's like, yeah, I'll get you food. So then some big boar Lord of the Rings type monster thing shows up. I don't fucking really know. Stabs her with its tusk, carries her off.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of these other people get into a fight, but then they get food.
Yeah.
And then they're happy, and then the god's forgotten and dies.
Yeah, well, fuck you, God. We got food. We don't need you anymore, cunt.
Yeah. They kind of just, But then, to tie it in here before we jump too far, we can, like, by the time we get to the end of the episode, was that wooden thing at the end, like, related? What was that? Like at the end when Shadows run away?
I don't know. I'm at a complete loss with that.
And I was like, wow. We'll get to that
most of this episode has gone so far off page, you can't really compare the two anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That bad? Because the first few episodes, you were like, this is pretty much justice to the book. Especially the things with Matt Sweeney, you can see that kind of happening in the background of the book that Shadow doesn't get told, but none of it's explicitly mentioned in the book. So we finally get, once we get past this weird animated thing that I don't fully understand, gods die if everyone forgets them is the whole point of that.
Yeah.
We jump back in and we finally find out what happens after 2 episodes when he walks in, finds his zombie wife. Shadow finds his zombie wife sitting on his bed. And instead of it being like, honey, wow, crazy, right? He does what I wanted him to do, which was like, instead of just like forgetting himself for a split second and like running over me like, ah! He's like, hey, why was she fucking Robbie?
Yeah. She's like, oh, do you want to talk about that or the fact that I'm here and alive?
Yeah, she like tries to brush it off. She's like, what's more important to you? And he's like, yeah, nah, still want to talk about why you're fucking Robbie. Like, so they have this whole, that scene goes for quite a lot longer than I thought. That was going to kind of rush through that a lot faster. Like in my mind, I thought it would just kind of be like, yeah, I fucked Robbie, yeah, blah, blah, how about we move on? And then I thought like something would happen. Well, something does happen eventually, but I thought it would happen a lot quicker to get them out of that hotel room. But they played on. The weirdest part I found was she's I don't know. She seems like a completely different character compared to what she was like when she was alive.
Yeah, her motivation feels so different than what's in the book. Like, I just can't seem to get her.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not at this point. Yeah, she just doesn't seem to make sense to me.
So she's she's come back to life, and she's legit. Like, I mean, I feel like it's legit. She's like, oh, I finally realized I loved him this whole time. Now all she wants to do is like be with him. But it just feels like she went from a complete. See, after last week's episode and being so confused about her character and like what her dealio was, I went online. I did some reading. Other people were saying that she's like super depressed. And that was her whole thing. It was like, oh, she's depressed. Which I didn't get at all. I thought she was just crazy.
I didn't get that from that.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, no, she's like super depressed and like she doesn't even want to live and she hates everything. I was like, but she seemed kind of happy there for a while until he got boring. So that's why, in my mind, that's why, like, in last week's episode, I was saying, I thought she was just like a thrill seeker or like some weirdo or something like that.
I don't buy the depression thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's interesting that there's different takes on it, I guess.
Yeah, they're all wrong.
People get different things. Yeah. But, yeah, she comes back to life now. She seems like so... She just seems so content on knowing what she wants, which is him, which is glowing in front of her the whole time.
It's just like, oh, we're going to have to work on our marriage a little bit when we live together and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she seems so rushed. Like, she doesn't... she just expects him to be like, oh, this is fine. Like, she's just like, I'm alive. Hey, I'm a zombie. I'm just going to go have this bath because I want to be warm for you. So you can kiss some warm lips. No, Look at me all sewn up.
That's after the raven flies off and fucking shuts up.
Oh, your tail's on. Yeah, I wrote down, when that happened, I didn't think that was actually going to show... Like, they showed the ravens on the sign. I was like, oh. And then, but they actually showed the part where the raven... Like, they made an emphasis to say the ravens actually...
Oh, yeah, they go fully out this episode. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they're like, hey, they go knock on Wednesday's door. So, I still don't know who the fuck the raven is. Is it, I presume, it's Professor McGonagall?
We know who he is now because they explicitly say it. He's Odin. So,
not
not
Wednesday,
right now.
But like the Raven, not the Raven. I mean the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens in Norse mythology are like Odin's all-seeing eyes and stuff. So
they literally are just birds talking to him.
Yeah,
they're not like
pretty much. Yeah,
okay,
they're not gods.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well,
yeah, okay.
Technically, if you want to. Yeah.
No, I was going to bring up the Odin thing eventually anyway because we don't really need to play around that anymore. Even though I still feel like it was fucking obvious by this point as far as I'm concerned. But
they whacking in the
finally
face
say it. Yeah, they were like smacking in the face with signs and hints, but they didn't say it, so we didn't say it. But yeah, he's Odin. But we'll get to that in a minute. They, I don't know. So she's all sewn up. They have a whole bath. I don't know really though. She's like, "Do you want to fuck me? Do you want to kiss me?"
Yeah, like, I wanted to make my skin warm in the case you wanted to touch me.
Do you notice the thing he did with his wedding ring again, which I presume he was carrying around or something like that?
What, he puts it down on the bath?
Yeah.
I thought that was like her engagement ring.
Oh, was it her engagement ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or her wedding ring or engagement ring because it was all diamonds. And she goes, oh, do you want to put that on my finger?
No, yep. He gets pretty close to like giving in to her because like at that one stage there where he's like smiling at her and then he kind of has that flicker of thought like, no, like just because you've suddenly come back to life, it doesn't mean that like we're just going to absolve any and all issues that we haven't, like that I have with you, which is good. Because for a second there I was like, oh, please come on. Like you're not going to get over this in 20 minutes just because she's back to life, are you?
Yeah. She still sucked your best friend's dick.
Yeah. I like how she doesn't... at least she didn't say it. She's like, I just wanted to give him a goodbye present. Yeah. So, I began sucking his dick. Just like, bye.
I gave him a blowjob. I was like, that's not helping your case here.
And then when she explained it, he's like, oh, so how long did you wait? And she's like, I meant it when I said it.
Yeah.
And, I thought I meant it. I had an inkling. I thought I might be able to. And his face is just like... Fuck you. Like, I did the full 3 years. It's funny, though, because, like, the length of time she waited, like, whatever, 13 months or whatever.
13 months, yeah.
If they did a year and a half each, or a year and a half, like, as I was going to do,
Yeah.
And they probably would have been fine.
Exactly.
Because she lasted like half the time. Oh my god. So all that shit happens. And then Wednesday shows up because the Ravens were like, hey. So I didn't get, was the Ravens like, hey, there's someone camped outside there, the hotel where the Ravens are like, hey,
yeah, I wasn't quite sure
because
because
there's
I
both.
want to say they imply the zombie wife because in the book he brings it up. Like, he goes to Wednesday's room after she's gone and he goes, can people come back to life and all that kind of stuff, and he gives like very non-committal answers and stuff.
So he's like against it in the book?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, he doesn't really make much of a comment about it.
Because
it's like a non-event to him in the book.
The fact that he goes there is like he must have a problem or something with it or whatever.
Yeah,
but they didn't really say who's sitting in that car either, because I think
we know who it is.
You gonna presume it's World?
No, I think it's Sweeney.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, because he burst in later. Yeah,
because if it was World and the Ravens go off to fucking tell him, oh, Mr. World's there, they would have fucked off before they got arrested, so.
True. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Sweeney's just sitting
there.
Waits for him to leave and then bursts in to get the... Which is, we'll get to in a sec, which is, spoilers, probably my favourite scene because it was hilarious. But question I wrote down was, even though it didn't happen, but if he did fuck his wife, necrophilia or no?
I'm going to go yes.
Yeah, I think it's still yes. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, because
on that one,
a zombie, vampire's kind of necrophilia, so
yeah. Just want to, in the court, in the eye of the court or whatever. If that's my ruling. So the next scene we get is a technical boy who's leaving like a frat party or something and looking like a fuckhead. Still looks like a fuckhead. Looks like a
I think
face
even
you just want to punch.
more like a fuckhead than we first.
Yeah, there's just I hate this kid so much.
Yeah.
Like you can't even hate him any more than what I hate him. Although he did have a funny moment because he leaves whatever frat party or what the fuck he is, and he's like walking to his limo or whatever, and then the lights start flicking off, and then he like looks over and sees one of
his VR.
I don't know what we call these things. We just gonna call them VR.
PSVR.
Rope. Yeah, all right. He sees a PSVR on the ground, but the funny part is as soon as it starts opening, he goes, fuck."
Yeah, like I thought he had like dominion over those kind of things, so he wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know.
I know. Well, it's not his. It was.
Yeah.
Who? What do you call her?
Media.
Where he goes? Oh, yeah, Media. Okay. Yeah.
Oh well,
so it was Media.
It was his limo, so I don't know. Like it was where Shadow went when he got it done.
If we're going to presume the whole world is like, let's presume that the limo is controlled. Like it's his, but maybe Daddy, well, not really Daddy, but let's just say like World actually has control over everything.
Yeah.
At which point, like even though it's his limo, it's not really his limo. If you want to look at it that way. So he gets in, and Media's in David Bowie mode.
Yeah.
Like proper Ziggy Stardust David Bowie mode. And I gotta tell you, fucking between this scene and the scene we have a bit later at the what do you call it, police station?
Yeah.
Fucking Gillian Anderson's crushing it.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I just couldn't help but giggle to myself at all the David Bowie lyrics she weaved into
she's like
he was beating up the wrong guy and people on Mars and stuff like that.
Mr. World doesn't want your apology. He would, however, like to re-gift your apology to Wednesday and his man Shadow Man.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Mr. World expects your apology to be every bit as authentic as if you were apologizing to him directly.
When we first see her and when you see her later, she's like, it's very like 50s inspired stuff, but like David Bowie's more, 70s, 80s kind of thing.
That period was kind of like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, so I'm wondering like if later do we get like references to like 2000, like more recent kind of things. Like she go dress up as Justin Bieber.
Dana Scully.
Well, yeah. She could show up as... It'd be funny if she showed up dressed as Neil Gaiman or something. Just a little... That'd be a bit... I don't know, probably a bit too on the nose. So they have the whole conversation, which is basically her saying, Daddy... Well, not Daddy, but your boss...
Yeah.
World is like, hey, you got to go apologize. And he's like, I'm doing which is a spot on fucking impression of more or less.
Oh, you didn't play? I thought you did. That was so
good. He's such a fucking little shit. But he's like, you got to go apologize. And he's like, fucking, that's more or less the whole conversation. And then Gillian Anderson just drops a whole heap of David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust references. And then it's like, and then we cut back to the hotel where she's cops show up and they're like, okay, we're taking you in. And Shadow's like, motherfucker. But I like how, well, I'm just going to start calling him fucking Odin, fuck it. Whatever, we'll just switch. Wednesday Odin. He's automatically straight into his routine, like, officers, what's the go here? What's even going on? Like, it's pretty funny. As soon as they leave, more or less, I'm fucking mental blanking. Who was it? What's his fuck? Irish fuck.
Sweeney.
Sweeney, yeah. Sweeney, like, bursts in the door with the... two of the best lines of the episode. Number one is, give me my fucking coin, dead wife.
Yeah. I love how he grabs her face and, like, looks right down her throat to see it.
Yeah. And then she's like, hey, I'm a zombie, I got superpowers, like, throws him across the room.
Yeah.
It's like, get fucked. And then, but then the best line is, give me my coin, cunt.
I don't know how
I thought...
He was like pulling all these coins out, like, oh, I'll give you all these coins in exchange. They're just as good.
Yeah, and she's like...
You should get a fall for that.
Nah, I'm pretty sure this one's keeping me alive or something along those lines, so I might keep this one. But just like, the dude playing him is so good. Like, the way he delivers these lines.
Leave Schreiber.
Give me back my coin, dead wife.
Pablo Schreiber.
Oh, he's so good. But actually, everyone in this episode's great, but he makes me laugh every time he's on the screen. So every time you say something about him not being in the book as much as he is in this, I'm like, I'm fine. Put him in the show more. Like, he's hilarious. So they have the whole thing, and she's like, how about you never get the coin back? And then he says, well, you know, having all these warm baths probably isn't going to help, because eventually that skin's just going to start falling off your bone. Yeah, and then I'm going to be waiting there as you're in a... Yeah, I'm just going to be standing over you as you're melting onto the ground, and I'm just going to pick up that fucking coin. And then she gives him a look of, well, she's suddenly like a bit worried. And then he fucking chucks her across the room. They end up back in the bath. Cops show up. I don't know why the cops, did they send...
That was weird. Like, why did they show up?
Yeah, why did they show up? Were there like still some cops sitting there, and then they just so happened to like see him burst in or something? Like, I don't know. It was a bit weird, but the cops just show up magically, apparently. I was like, I don't know, whatever. I'll buy it, bad luck. Yeah, and she fucks him because she
he's strangling her, he's drowning her in the bath, and he goes, "Oh look, she's not dead, and she just fucking
but she just lays there because she is dead. So I mean, even if they were. I mean, how does that scene not play it? Even if she comes out of the water. Yeah,
she's got the fucking Y autopsy marks and her fucking
arms everything. I'll just be like, what the fuck? So then we go to the police station where they're both getting interviewed, and Shadow nearly kind of gives in as she starts talking about the fact that they've got faxed information and satellite pictures and all this weird sort of shit, and Odin is sitting in the opposite room still doing his routine for a while until he just decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to tell him the truth. Like, he actually tells him the truth, which is the funniest part. He's like, I had to go there to recruit this god who's and the other guy's just like, you're a fucking crazy person. But he's telling the truth, so can't really complain about it. Then for some reason they put him in the same room.
Yeah, that's strange.
That's strange. I thought that was strange. Like,
get your story straight before you talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know why. The cops don't really do that I don't
I don't
as far
think
as
so.
I'm aware. Like, here, can you make sure your story lines up so we can't, like, pick at it or something like that? Like, so that's the opposite of how you do cop work, I think.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, they're in the room, they leave, and then Wednesday's, he's got spider friends. Like, I don't know. He's friends with ravens and spiders now. Like, spiders are part of the...
I think that spider was an Nancy.
That
Because
would
you said
make
it was a
sense, of course.
friend.
Yeah,
And
okay,
it was
that
like
makes sense.
all multicolored kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep. So then they was about to leave, but then they start hearing the lights flicker off and whatever the fuck else happening outside.
Screaming.
And yeah, screaming, people screaming, all sorts of shit happening, and then all of a sudden in bursts Gillian Anderson
right.
again. I Love Lucy again. But he says, I wrote down the line. Shadow looks up, he goes, I love Lucy.
I love Lucy. How the fuck are you flown?
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I don't know why. I suppose he said I love Lucy because that's the last time he saw her.
Saw her, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, it's that TV chick. Well,
Yeah.
that's what he was referring to her as. He wasn't like, oh, it's the chick from TV.
Yeah.
It's like, it's I Love Lucy. But that guy, the way he delivered that line was pretty funny because he's like, I love Lucy. How the fuck are you floating?
Yeah.
Of all things, he's not like, what the fuck is happening out there? Why are you here, TV ladies? How the fuck are you floating?
I think of the 3 times she's been on, the Marilyn Monroe didn't sit as well as the other 2.
Really? I reckon all of the things she's done so far have been great because they all stand out so differently. Like they're all. That's why I'm interested to see if she'll return to.
Yeah.
Like if she'll do one of these characters again, or every time she's on screen, she's doing a completely different impression or something. Which to me is the way to go because that's way more fun, and it's way more fun for her as the actress, I guess, as well because she gets to fuck around more. So then in comes Crispin Glover, Mr. World, finally, and he's fucking fantastic. Let's say straight away, like he's so
creepy.
He's creepy. Like he's one of these actors too that I think's like underrated. Like
I
he's
only
in
know
some
him
stuff,
from
but
fucking
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Was
that's
he in
what. But
Charlie's
he's been in
Angels
his.
as well?
Was he that guy? I can't even remember. I haven't watched it for so long.
Yeah,
he's in
the
a bunch of
creepy guy
TV
in
shows
that.
every now and then, but like most people don't see him, I suppose, like that.
No.
But he's like a really, really good actor. But everyone just kind of remembers him as the
dad.
as the dad from Back to the Future, where he's
Gets
the
cuckolded.
nerdy kind of guy. But in this, he comes across like he's scared. He's got that kind of like you don't want to see this guy snap, obviously, kind of thing. Like
The
he's
creepy nice guy.
he's creepy nice, but you're like, I don't want to upset this guy because it's like, what the fuck will he do if I upset him?
Yeah.
So he's really, really great. And he has like such a great presence as soon as he walks in because he's, I don't know, he's just, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, you just get this, everyone's walking in, especially once they start conversing or whatever. And he's basically trying to sell him on to
He's
sell
trying
him
to
on getting the fuck out of America, more or less. Go to China? Where? Russia?
No, that isn't what I read from it.
Really? What was he trying to do then?
He was like trying to incorporate them. He was trying to incorporate him into like their group of gods, make him great once again. Like people will know your name from the Odin satellite as they're dropping nukes on fucking North Korea.
Yeah. No, I thought it was like, we'll go the fuck over there where they'll know you and fear you or something. I don't really know. I thought he wanted him to like fuck off. But I suppose it could be what you're saying as well.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like, we can be friends. I'll just, help you out if you leave my area. Like,
Well, Mr. World
fuck
is
off.
the world, so there's not really.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but he's like, I don't know, maybe he's just like, I want these people to run America and have you go over to a different.
I don't want to
place.
skip over the part where he shows Shadow his orgasm face.
Yeah, that was. It's funny how he starts lifting up. He's like, your name is Shadow Moon. Your blood type is this. Blah blah blah. Your mother had sex with 83 partners. It's like, Jesus Christ, calm down. All the random facts. It wasn't like you owned a Game Boy at age 8. It was like your mother had sex with 83 partners. Okay, yeah, go for it. Sure. So he's great. And he does this whole offer and whatever. Oh, fuck. He does this whole offer and shit like that. And, but then the best part is when he finally calls in Dipshit Boy. Technical
He whistles
boy.
and goes, is he still sulking?
Yeah. Yeah, is he still talking? She's like, yes. He's darling, he's blah. Like,
Yeah.
then Innie sulks like, hand. I just want to tell you I'm sorry because I didn't mean to hang you up because, you know, there's a black community and we're having problems in America and I don't want to make it any worse. Like, that's pretty much how I heard it anyway.
Yeah.
Especially once he does all that and he's like, do you want to smack him round a bit? And Shadow's like, no, because I'm fucking weirded the fuck out right now. Like, that's the least of my problem.
This scene finally, well, not finally, but for me, portrays the strongest sense of what Shadow's feeling.
What, just like,
Yeah,
what
just
the fuck?
what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
the surrealism.
the whole scene, every time they show his face, like, I can't remember the actor's name, actually, and I didn't write it down for today. But that dude, like, he doesn't say much in this whole scene, but every time they cut to his face, it is such a good, like, the fuck is going on face. Like, you can just tell what he's thinking, which is good, because, like, he doesn't need to say what the fuck.
Yeah.
He's just, like, from little moments like that, like, where he's just like, no, I'm good. And you can just tell he's like, no. What the fuck? Like, I Love Lucy's here, Marilyn Monroe this time. Here goes this guy in a suit who just showed me my orgasm face. Here's this little shit that tried to fucking lynch mob me up in the fucking tree and hang me. And, right, this is all very weird. My zombie dead wife is back at the hotel room as far as I'm aware. What the fuck is going on? But then so then he tries to get Technical Boy to, like, help sell Odin on the whole thing as well, like, by saying he can help him out, which he does again very fast and, like, with little effort that I wouldn't believe is very sincere at all.
No, not at all.
I can offer you many things and do what it is. I can help you get Twitter and I can use social media, Facebook and stuff like that. Odin, bro, homie, well, fucking, yeah, Twitter followers 1 out, 10k Twitter followers first day. Trust me, bro. Like,
you have more followers than Chappelle Colby.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking idiot. But then they get, so they do this whole conversation. Odin's more or less like, you can't just, this isn't what I want at all. You're trying to, like,
I'm the grit in the fucking oyster that turns into a pearl or something like that.
Yeah,
you want to get rid of me.
Yeah, he's like, you can't, like, this isn't going to go.
Yeah.
So then World is like, all right, well, how about you have a think about everything I've just said, and goes to leave.
Yeah.
And but then as soon as he goes to leave, Technical Boy's like, it's like it reminded me of Seth Green with Dr. Evil and Austin Powers, like that's whenever he, like, puts Austin Powers in, like, a real complicated, like, place to hang him up, and Seth Green's like, you could just shoot him.
Yeah, just, like, shoot him in the head.
Just shoot him in the head now, like, you've got him, just kill him. And it's like, son, you don't understand. Like, and Technical Boy's like, you've got him, just here, kill him. It's like, no.
Yeah. This man is older than you will ever be. He's wise.
Yeah.
You want to help him.
He fucking goes off his face. That's the best thing I think about, because they introduce you finally to the big bad, or whatever you want to call him, Mr. World. You're like, oh, here's this guy in charge of all the other characters that we've met so far. And he doesn't come across as just, you're like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Like, you're not like, oh, this guy's such an asshole. Like, what a cunt. You're just like, oh, he's kind of interesting. What's his game plan? And, like, when did he show up? Like, if he's older than, you know, it's what relationship has
he's
him
meant
and
to
Odin
represent globalization, like that kind of thing, corporations and all that.
So it's which makes sense because he's like starts listing but then another big Technical Boy moment, of course, is when Marilyn Monroe throws a kiss at him, and it knocks 2 of his front teeth out onto the table, which is made me feel good. Made me feel pretty good, you know, just to watch.
And the world goes to him, oh, that's a gift for you. You can keep those.
Yeah, you can keep those. Have those. Have Technical Boy's teeth. I'm fucking what a dickhead. So then they all leave, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna leave. And they go out, and the lights are kind of just still out and everything like that. And they head towards the front door, and everyone's fucking dead. The place looks like you don't even know what the fuck even really
It's like
happened. 'Cause it's
Hellraiser.
just, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like
Mangled
Hellraiser. 'Cause
bodies
it's,
and fucking...
yeah, it's not like they were stabbed or shot or like, it's just like some crazy shit went on that you can't even like comprehend. So like, but then they go to the front door, which is where Sweeney's getting delivered, kind of.
Yeah,
He's about
after
to be
he's been
delivered
arrested,
in the cop car after he's been arrested for murder of Laura. But then, okay, fuck, we'll head out the back door, and then we get back to the weird shit that I mentioned at the start, which is that. See, the other part is when they go out the back door. So Shadow starts getting. I described the tree monster like the one from the Evil Dead. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like Evil Dead fucking weird tree monster, because they show it has an eye at some stage too, and I'm like,
Yeah, like on the back of the chair, they're not in the water, is the eye.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, this is odd, but nonetheless. But then as soon as they get outside, there's like all that fog as well. I'm like, is this related? Like, is this part of, is it just foggy, or is the fog like supposed to, that's part of like the tree monster and all this stuff? So I don't really. Nonetheless, they escape. Mr. World is like, blah, 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 blah. And Sweeney also escapes because the cops go in, and I presume they get killed by the Evil Dead tree monster thing, because they start shooting. I don't know why he starts shooting at a tree. Sweeney busts out and off he goes. Good, because we don't want him locked up. I want him busting indoors again, calling people cunts. That's what I need him to be doing. So then the last scene is just Laura in... Well, it's actually pretty funny, because she's in the morgue, and like the dude goes up to the
she's in the locker
door.
and she's banging on the door.
Yeah, and she like bursts it open, and this fucking dude goes flying across the room.
I'd be remiss to not mention that we get a ding dong in this scene.
Oh yes, a little bit of dead ding dong finally.
Dead ding dong.
Dead ding dong. They had a nice shot of it. There was a nice shot right next to the ding dong while she was walking past. I thought that was pretty good. So we're continuing to have a good, decent amount of ding dong of all varieties, sizes, and life.
Very much so. We've got to mention dead boobies as well earlier.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, she's walking around. She's a zombie, so you got dead boobies, dead cock, just dead everything now. 10 out of 10. Best TV show ever. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Right. So next episode is going to be Shadow asking you 1,000,001 questions about stuff, I presume. That'll be episode 6, and then I don't know. So he's finally going to either be in on it. I don't know, because Odin has to explain a reason why, why he doesn't like those two, and like he has to paint them to be a bad guy, as far as I'm concerned. Because like Shadow doesn't really have here's a reason to hate Technical Boy. Yeah, obviously, but like I Love Lucy, whatever you want to call it, media. It's like. He doesn't really have a reason to hate her. He doesn't have a reason to hate World, as far as he knows. Like, he needs to, like, Odin needs to, next episode, obviously, like, explain why he's at war, wants to be at war with these two. Because World says, like, I've never been at war with you. Like, that, if you thought we was at war, that was all in your head. Like, I've never been fighting with you. To which he kind of looks at him like, yeah, right, you fucker. Like, comes off. I don't know. It seems like very oppressive. Like there's more history to it that the audience doesn't know, and I feel like next week's episode is going to be a lot of explanation. And if I was going to guess, maybe some flashback stuff. If I was going to take a swing at the way, especially, and I don't know if that's in the book or not, but not really. But the way they're quite happy to do flashbacks. We know that now. Like they'll go back and show stuff. So I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like that's what the next episode has to be, like a big explanation. We finally know who it is. We finally know he's Odin. We just need an episode.
Yeah, why don't we like him?
Yeah, we finally need an episode that's just like, this is why we're fighting. This is why I need your help. Yeah. This is why we're going to go to Chicago. That's why I'm collecting my Pokemon of gods and stuff like that.
Yeah, Technical Boy says he's collecting Pokemon.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny line, actually. Little fucker. Made me laugh. Fuck you.
I want to mention the way they filmed Mr. World leaving the interrogation room was really cool. That was fucking creepy.
I can't even remember how he left.
It was just his face. They were centered on his face, and everything else moved around it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but they did the whole thing like when he enters to like, the ground's like lighting up below him and shit like that, which is cool too. It's like the whole world moves
revolves
and loves
around him. Yeah.
like revolves around him more or less. Nonetheless, great episode. I thought it was great. Probably the best episode yet, I think, for me. Probably my favourite one. I think it's my favourite one so far because I just had so much.
3 still
between like, really?
Yeah.
I think just between all the like Gillian Anderson's like 2 performances and Mr. World. I know. I really enjoyed all the characters in this one. And I can't remember the actress that played the cop is someone who I like too. She's in some stuff, but I can't remember her name.
I didn't recognise her.
Yeah, I like her too. So there's just lots of people I liked in this one.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, not many episodes left. Season 1's basically season 0 so far, I think.
Yeah.
Still going to stand by that. I'm going to be really surprised. So next week will be set up, and then the last 2 episodes will be like a big event or something, presumably, to set up the first season. The second season. So check back next week for more on American Gods here on Explosion Network, Viewing Gods, the #1 American Gods show in Australia. I'm claiming that one. I won't say world. I'll say Australia.
Oceanus.
Yeah. #1 Viewing Gods, #1 American Gods after show in the Oceanus.
Let us know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the YouTube. All that good stuff.